Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a special short screencast-o-matic recording for the warm-ups for the second part of Cycle 5. Remember that as you're watching this presentation, please go ahead and type down the questions and the answers in a different colored format and then proceed from there. Remember to hit submit when you're fully finished and your template is fully filled out to standard. Let's go and get started with Monday and Tuesday's question from 11.2 and 11.3 on federalism. The question is, what is federalism exactly, and why does it matter in understanding the greater Constitution? Before I begin, let me try my best in my own words to explain what federalism is. Federalism is the construct that essentially government is broken down into different tiers, and within each tier there are different rights and responsibilities that each frame of government assumes and then carries out. Let me try my best to explain right now with the definition from your textbook. So federalism is the division of government into different layers or tiers with explicit and implied powers. In this way, what this also means is that these tiers range from three domains basically: federal government at the top, state government in the middle, and local government at the bottom. Now, all three of these tiers are really important. However, understanding the national government might matter in terms of understanding what the national or federal government does do. The powers here that are about creating national measures and procedures around safety and security, governmental functions, and foreign affairs. For example, one of the most important things that national government does do is implements a safety apparatus to keep all of us safe as citizens. State governments, however, do look and examine and implement specific powers over the functionality of their individual states accordingly. So at a smaller level, they might oversee issues, for example, as quarantine and safety procedures, which, as you are aware, do vary from state to state. So states actually have the ability and the autonomy to implement those measures accordingly. So there are two different types of federalism that we're going to learn about: dual federalism, which is where different tiers operate separately from one another and they function as separate domains. And then there's also cooperative federalism, which is where different tiers simultaneously function on a variety of issues and topics. In this way, this is pretty much what we have today. Cooperative federalism allows for the different tiers to sometimes overlap and integrate with one another, which can be good and can be bad. It really depends on the issue and how the different tier is acting on a particular issue. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question of the day. For Thursday and Friday, this is more of a review question for the whole unit. What are the biggest and most important thematic takeaways from the unit on the Constitution? So as you guys are aware, we spent a pretty much a good solid month talking about this document and understanding more about our rights and the amendments and how we can change the Constitution. But what are some final thoughts that you should definitely keep in mind after this unit is over? So the first thing here is the history behind the Constitution is quite complex, but understanding the history helps us understand today. The Constitution righted all the wrongs of the Articles of Confederation. If you recall, the Articles were so bad, the Constitution basically scrapped everything that the Articles stood for and implemented a whole new plan accordingly. This gave us a great setup of good government, and in a sense, we still have this structure today. For example, we have the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. The legislative is the lawmaking body of our government, the executive branch enforces the laws, and the judicial branch evaluates the laws via the Constitution. The Articles of the Constitution set up the government this way. Additionally, there's also explicit rights in the Constitution. The Constitution lists our inalienable rights and protects them. From the First Amendment to the 27th Amendment and more, all these amendments basically show us and tell us what rights we have as citizens. Additionally, there's rules in the Constitution about how we amend the Constitution. The more amendments have been added since the Bill of Rights. There's 27 in total. And the process for changing the Constitution, although it's hard and complex, is stated here. And it shows you that really the Constitution is not a static document. It is always changing and being interpreted. In fact, that's my next point right here. Interpretation matters. Today we try to solve hot topic issues while using the Constitution as a blueprint or a guide. And in this way, we're able to understand more about what our rights are when infringements of our rights occur and whether or not government acts accordingly to the Constitution. And the last point here is the legacy. The fact is that the Constitution has been in place for over 200 years, and it has been the foundation of our government, and over time its meanings are applicable to the present day. Where do you come in as a citizen? Only time can tell whether or not the Constitution will fully change our very fabric of life, but many people think that it's our duty to uphold it and defend it. Thank you very much for tuning in, and remember to hit submit on your warm-ups when you are fully finished.